Aloha, this is lesson 347 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. Anger must come from judgment. Judgment is the weapon I would use against myself to keep the miracle away from me. Father, I want what goes against my will and do not want what is my will to have. Straighten my mind, my Father. It is sick. But you have offered freedom, and I choose to claim your gift today. And so I give all judgment to the one you gave to me to judge for me. He sees what I behold, and yet he knows the truth. He looks on pain, and yet he understands it is not real. And in his understanding, it is healed. He gives the miracles my dreams would hide from my awareness. Let him judge today. I do not know my will, but he is sure it is your own. And he will speak for me and call your miracles to come to me. Listen today, be very still, and hear the gentle voice for God, assuring you that he has judged you as the son he loves. Listen today, be very still, and hear the gentle voice for God assuring you that he has judged you as the son he loves. That concludes the text. Lesson 347, anger must come from judgment. Judgment is the weapon I would use against myself to keep the miracle away from me. In the beginning, it says, Father, I want what goes against my will. What it's pointing to here is the will that you made with the ego, your false will. They're using the lowercase my, so it's not the will that you have with God. It's talking about the will you have with the ego. I want what goes against my will and do not want what is my will to have. Well, you want what is your true will to have. That's why it goes on to say, straighten my mind. It is sick. This lesson is about anger. Anger begins in judgment. It does not begin in circumstance. It says anger must come from judgment. So it doesn't come from something that happens. It's not, I got angry because of this. It's never caused by what happens. It's caused by the meaning we give to what happens, what apparently happens. Judgment always assigns guilt. It makes someone wrong. That's an easy way to see it. Self-judgment, are you wrong? Do you think you just ate too much? That's making yourself wrong. There's no too much or too little for you. Wrongness becomes the fuel for anger. To see the end of anger, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to fix anything in the world. It's just withdrawing from the mind's interpretation about what it sees. Withdrawing your energy from that. It's just not meaningful. Recognizing it's not meaningful is withdrawing your energy from it. It's self-attack. Judgment is self-attack disguised as a defense. That's why it says judgment is the weapon I would use against myself. Because the reason it's saying that is because there's ignorance to this. It's as if judgment is going to get us something that we want. So this is turning it around, going, judgment is the weapon I would use against myself. However justified any judgment seems, it's not true. It's just a mind making meaning. To condemn anyone is just to confirm separation for yourself. Anything, too, any circumstance. It's to declare in your own mind that love has limits and you're limited. And that you are not the same as love. You're limited to how much love you can have. That's what condemnation does. All it is listening to a thought of condemnation and not recognizing that it's a meaningless thought. When you do recognize that it's really just a meaningless thought, that's when the miracle, the correction of perception occurs. When the mind realizes, because you decide, it's your will that you actually share with God to decide. You recognizing that any judgmental thoughts are totally meaningless. That's the moment you're removing the blocks to love. Talking about a sick mind here. Straighten my mind, my Father, it is sick. And the mind is sick, not because it's evil. It's just confused about what its true will is. It's addicted, you could say, habituated to wanting what it doesn't truly want. Wanting pain instead of healing. That's why this lesson is about, I do not know my will. Once you're already in anger, once you find yourself in anger, you don't know. You're confused about what your will is. That's why you're asking for help. You're still only asking yourself. It's just that your mind believes in separation very strongly when you have a feeling of anger present. The Holy Spirit's interpretation undoes all your pain, because it says he looks on pain and yet he understands it's not real. It's talking about the Holy Spirit there. He can look at it from your same point of view and also understands that it's not real. Where you're looking at something and seeing guilt, he's seeing a call for love. He sees innocence waiting to be remembered. The Holy Spirit's judgment is healing. It reinterprets whatever is blocking your awareness of love. Really, it's just returning your awareness of love to your mind. The text says he gives the miracles my dreams would hide from my awareness. It's not like the miracles added from the outside. It's just revealed when there's no judging. The mind just ceases judging for a moment and miracles transpire. Judgment hides the miracles. Forgiveness uncovers the miracles. You could look at it like that. As you recognize that judgment is meaningless, judgmental thoughts are totally meaningless as they arise, and you relinquish those thoughts, you recognize that they're meaningless. That's relinquishing them. That's what it is. You don't have to try to push them away. The miracle naturally shines when you do that. It just comes right through. You don't have to try to do anything. Less trying is probably a great idea for everyone. It also says, be very still and hear the gentle voice for God assuring you that he has judged you as the Son he loves. Now, the voice of God is the Holy Spirit. Okay? And that's assuring you that God has judged you as the son he loves. That's the only voice you need to listen to. There's no other voice to listen to. The other voice is just dragging you down. It's bringing you to hellish realms. Again, I mean, if anything could be called evil, that's what it is, but it's actually just ignorance. That's as close as anything gets to evil. It's just ignorance, a misperception about what is really wanted. And that's what the ego is. There's only one true judgment, and that's eternal innocence for yourself and for everyone. There's only one self. When you hear the judgment of the Holy Spirit, the voice for God that assures you that God judged you as the son he loves, your anger must dissolve. Your defenses fall away. You are the son he loves, and that's how he judges you. That's the only judgment you want. That's the only judgment you need. Give all judgment to the one who knows you. Take everything to that higher court, you could say. That memory that love judged us all innocent. Paves the way for healing. So you might do a practice beginning your day with resting 3 to 5 minutes or more, as long as you like. Just imagining your mind as an open space, just free of all verdicts. Just sit and watch. Watch what crosses your mind and recognize that your mind is free of all verdicts. You don't have to follow any train of judgmental thoughts. You don't have to resist them. Just notice that you're free. And during the day, specifically this one's on anger. So look for anger, any kind of resistance, really. And see if you can recognize a judgment there. If you don't, it's okay. Just gently, softly, what am I judging now? You don't need to even wait for the answer. What am I judging now? Feel, notice. Just that asking, what am I judging now? It means you're not buying into the justification and the reasons and the explanations the ego gives for your anger or resistance. Say resistance, any upset feeling will work. In the evening before rest, review your day. Where did you get a sense of anger, another form of resistance, frustration, irritation, anything like that? Notice that. And then at this point in time, before resting, notice that you judged, but you were wrong. You can't really judge. I listened to judgment, but I was wrong. And then feel the assurance that you are judged only by love. Feel that sense of being assured of God's judgment, that you're wholly innocent and loved. See, it's like you can feel the sense that you judged. You didn't really judge. It was only a dream. You could feel the sense that you judged in your body's energy field. And then you can hold that feeling with the sense of assurance that you're God's beloved son, and you will be seeing through your delusional beliefs that projected an upset feeling in the first place. This is the way to see. The reason you listen to judgment is that it makes separation seem real, and this is a habit that you developed. Forgiveness reveals that there's only oneness. There's not separation. So forgiveness is basically recognizing that the judgment has no justification. There's nothing real that it's based on. That'll take you back to feeling as you are, as innocence. Recognizing that the judgment does not have anything real as a foundation. It's only based on habit. It's like an addiction. We're changing that now. The voice for God doesn't make you correct your mind. You have to consent to that. It's a gentle reminder. The ego, you don't need any consent from him. He just talks all the time. This is the still small voice reminding you you can never lose your holiness. You remain as God created you. This voice judges you exactly as God does, forever loved, whole, and safe. So let him judge today. Yes. You do not know your will when you feel any anger or other resistance. The Holy Spirit knows God's will, which is one with your will for you. Ask for the correction and it'll be given. So, twice a day and every hour, and whenever you need it. Anger must come from judgment. Judgment is the weapon I would use against myself to keep the miracle away from me. Have a beautiful remembrance. I love you.